So we built a 100-day process where the first 10 days we do the integrations to the systems and we give all your technical people the tablets and so forth, and we set you up. And then we have a 60-day trial period where they then use the software, and we're sort of on the phone every day and sort of figuring out that they're good to go and they know how to use it, and we monitor that they actually do the checks and so forth. And then we have a 30-day process where we have the specific workshop where we review all the KPIs that we agreed on in the sales process. And then when we show the KPIs, you now have the option to opt out. Because what happened at day one was that you signed up to pay now for the pilot, but also to subscribe for the full thing. So you have an opt-out period of 30 days where we agree to measure everything we did in the pilot. We think that, you know, if we hit all the targets that we promised you, you are at least in some way, so that the actual big sale becomes a default because they've already signed it. And then you just prove it and give them an opt-out escape clause, essentially, if they for some reason don't want to do it, or their budget collapses, or they think that the KPIs were wrong. So you hit the KPIs, but really, you know, you misunderstood their business or something. So you say, okay, well, you have an opt-out clause. But you should only start a pilot once you have sold the entire thing. And the pilot is just a safety hatch for the customer. That also means that you should sell the pilot to the actual buyer, not just the gatekeeper that can pay the 20K. Right? And then if you charge 20K for the pilot or a recurring fee, doesn't matter. Like, actually, give it away for free. I don't care. Like, maybe they need some kind of commit, but the point of the pilot is to get them to a point where they can look back on actual performance of your product and have a really hard time opting out of what they have already opted into when they started the pilot. If you don't structure it that way, you're just creating an internal marketing project for your internal champion to go sell you, and that just, you don't have a sale. In maybe 10% of times they actually succeed in that. Make sense?
Very much. I think so much connected to the conversation I had earlier, and also with the customer, that we're talking about a pilot, and then I'm like, yeah, what's going to happen after?
Yes, we're happy to do the pilot. This is how we do it.
Yeah.
I'm glad you asked. We do pilots with all our best customers. Great. This is how we do it. So first we sign the entire solution, right? And then we have 100 days of pilot. And then we have this workshop where we measure the performance of the pilot. And if you then don't want the entire solution, then you can opt out at that point. So you're off the hook. That's how we do the pilot.
So it doesn't have to be a transaction. Like, it's more conversation and a commitment, right? That's the important part.
Yeah, so you get them to sign, you get the right person to sign the right document day one, right? And then sure, the pilot can be a one-off cost. But the promise and what is signed is that after 100 days, if not opted out of, then, you know, all the recurring stuff starts. And maybe the full, like, organization-wide implementation or whatever is required there. That's fine.